This is the Crystli 10-inch Queen Hybrid Mattress, and the best way I can put it is this. I lay down, my shoulders get the cushion they want, and my lower back stays lifted instead of sagging. That balance showed up on night one and has kept me sleeping more consistently than my old all-foam bed. The Crystli sits in that mattress in a box category where convenience meets a blend of memory foam and springs. It is a sweet spot option for people who share the bed, people who change positions through the night, or anyone who wants the pressure relief of foam without the stuck feeling. If you need something ultra plush like a hotel pillow top, or something super stiff like a firm orthopedic slab, this is not that. It aims for the middle, and as someone who alternates between side and back, it lines up with what I reach for when I want comfort without feeling swallowed. The design is straightforward and focuses on touch and support where it matters. The cover has a smooth, soft knit that does not snag sheets and does not feel plasticky. The profile is 10 inches, which sounds like a small detail, but it actually matters. 10 inches fits well under standard fitted sheets without that wrestling match at the corners, and it keeps the bed height manageable if you are using a platform frame or a box foundation. There is enough foam up top to soften pressure on shoulders and hips, and there is a spring layer underneath that gives the mattress a little lift and airflow. The edges do not have a sharp ridge, which means when I roll from the center to the side, I do not feel a sudden drop-off. The stitching feels neat, and the surface has a gentle stretch that moves with you rather than against you. Unboxing was pretty standard for this category, but a few details stood out. The box is compact, which made getting it through the doorway a lot easier than dragging in a fully expanded mattress. The roll itself has some weight to it. I could slide it solo, but I needed a second set of hands to flip it cleanly onto the frame. Once the plastic came off, it expanded quickly and evenly. The corners sprang to life faster than I expected, though the last bit of firmness filled in over the next day. There was a light new mattress smell once the seal broke. It was noticeable in a small room, so I left the window cracked and let it breathe. By the next day, the scent had faded to the point where I stopped noticing it. Sheets went on smoothly, no bunching, and the surface lay flat without weird waves. Let me talk about how it actually feels when you sleep on it. The top foam layer has that slow give you expect from memory foam, but it is a controlled sink rather than a deep hug. I would call the overall feel a touch under medium firm, closer to balance than firm, which is where my body is happiest. When I lie on my side, my shoulder settles in without a pinch, and my hip does not drive straight into the spring layer. When I roll to my back, my lower spine stays supported, so I do not wake up craning to stretch it out. Responsiveness is where the hybrid design shows its value. The springs give a gentle bounce that helps you shift positions without fighting the mattress. I never felt trapped, and I never had to do that little push-up to roll over that all foam beds sometimes force you into. Motion isolation is better than I expected for a spring-based mattress. I did the simple water glass test near the middle, then flopped onto the side. The water wobbled, but it did not tip, and more importantly, in actual night use, a partner turning did not send waves all the way across the bed. You will feel a little movement, but it is muted and short-lived. Edge support lands somewhere between decent and good. Sitting to tie shoes, the edge compresses a bit, though not to the point where I feel like I am sliding. Lying close to the edge feels stable. If you like to spread out or sleep near the border, it holds up well enough for that. Temperature has been neutral for me. Foam can get warm, but the spring layer moves air, and the cover does not feel like a heat trap. I am a warm sleeper, and on a few muggy nights I did not feel the need to flip to the cool side of the pillow constantly. It is not icy cold, just not stuffy. Noise is basically a non-issue. No creaks from the springs, even when I shift quickly. I also appreciate that the surface rebounds fast after getting up, so there are no body dents lingering when I climb back in. I put it through a few real-life scenarios. On a long workday when I spent way too many hours hunched over a laptop, I paid attention to how my lower back felt after an 8-hour stretch of sleep. I woke up without the tight band of tension I used to get with a softer mattress. On a weekend afternoon nap, I dozed on my stomach for a bit, which I rarely do because my lower back usually complains. Here, A short stomach nap was fine. I would not choose stomach sleeping every night if you are heavy through the midsection, but for a quick nap, it did not punish me. I also tested partner disturbance by asking someone to get in and out while I read. The mattress gave a gentle bounce but settled quickly. No jarring movements. With a pet jumping up, I felt the impact near my feet, but the top foam absorbed most of it, and nothing shot through to my head. As a daily driver use case, movie nights matter to me. I prop up with 2 pillows, sit near the middle, and shift between upright and a half recline. Some beds fight you in that position because the foam grips or the springs push too hard. This one lets me angle myself without sliding toward the edge. When I get sleepy and drop the pillows, I can roll to my side without wrestling my way out of a divot. In the morning, when I sit to put on socks, the edge compresses a little, but I never feel like I am perched on a ledge. For anyone who likes to read in bed or use a laptop, the top fabric has a nice dry hand, so it does not cling to clothing or make you feel stuck. What stands out to me are a few smart choices that make daily life easier. The 10-inch height makes it manageable to lift and rotate. I try to rotate mattresses a few times a year to even out wear, and because this is not overly thick or heavy for the size, rotation is not a dreaded chore. The hybrid layout means you get that lightly buoyant feel that helps you move, which is great if you change positions often. And because it arrived compact, setup was far less stressful than with a traditional full-size delivery. There are a few trade-offs worth noting. The weight is not feather light for a boxed mattress. If you are in an upstairs apartment or you have a narrow staircase, budget for an extra set of hands on delivery day. The initial new foam smell is real. It goes away, but plan to let it breathe for a day with the window open. Edge support is good enough for sleep and daily use, though if you sit on the edge for long periods, you will feel some give. People who want a very plush, sink-in feel might find the top a bit restrained. People who want a very firm plank will probably want something taller or with fewer comfort layers. Over several weeks, the performance has been consistent. No hot spots have developed, and the surface has not formed impressions. My shoulders feel taken care of when I sleep on my side, and my back feels supported when I flip onto my back. I do not wake up pinched at the hip, and I do not wake up arching to stretch. For a mattress that meets in the middle, that is exactly what I hoped for. If I picture who will be happiest with this mattress, it is anyone who wants that mattress in a box convenience, a balanced medium feel, and a design that works for mixed sleeping styles. It suits couples who need motion under control but still appreciate some bounce, apartment dwellers who want an easier setup than a full-size delivery, and anyone stepping up from a basic all-foam bed who is curious about springs without going to a very tall pillow top. If you know you need extreme softness or extra firm orthopedic support, look toward a thicker model or something with either more plush foam or a denser core. If you want a reliable everyday hybrid that just gets out of the way and lets you sleep, this one fits. I will leave all the information about the Crystli 10-inch Queen Hybrid Mattress in the comments. I hope to see you again in the following videos.